Future Stars Friday, Breeders' Cup 2025. Let's get an update on the recent winners. We're going to take a look at some recent maiden winners, update the stakes winners. We've got the Saratoga Special and the Adirondack. Take a look at the fastest Beyer speed figures and the Ragazin figure of the week. All of this and more on our Future Stars Friday update, brought to you by RaceOracle.AI. Make sure to check out their website to learn more. We're going to look back at the Saratoga Special. We've got a fast filly and Mythical winning the Adirondack Stakes. She's now 3 for 3. Some maiden winners in Scratch It, Intricate Spirit, Ted Noffey winning at Saratoga, Butane at Del Mar, and at the P-Patch, we've got Blackout Time winning for trainer Ken McPeak. Those are just some of the latest runners. We'll update you on some speed figures and all of this and more, brought to you by RaceOracle.AI. We start off at Saratoga. We go to the Saratoga Special. It was a small field, just a 5-horse field, but it was pretty much a match race between Ewing and Obliteration. Now, normally in match races, the horse with the most speed has an advantage, and that kind of took place here. Ewing broke a step slow, rushed up to the lead from the rail. Obliteration kind of gave him that lead, and Ewing wins the Saratoga Special, leads him into the stretch, kind of floats Obliteration out to the middle of the track, and then Ewing, with that speed advantage, ends up winning the Saratoga Special. Now 2 for 2 from the first crop of Nick's Go. And the Beyer speed figure came back a 71. Again, remember, at this time, the Beyer speed figures can kind of go up and down. You don't want them to run too fast, too many races. So Ewing actually went down in a Beyer speed figure in winning that Saratoga Special. Ewing, trained by Mark Casse, now 2 for 2. A maiden race, his Beyer speed figure was an 88, and then he came back in the Saratoga Special with a 71 for Ewing. Now, Mythical winning the Adirondack Stakes on Sunday. That was for fillies. She's by St. Patrick's Day. Let's look at this trip. You know, right now she's just faster than these horses. She's by a sire who stands for $3,500. January full, so developing early. Mythical, again, bounded out of the gate, led him down the backstretch, led him into the stretch, and really just overpowered him with speed, and kind of just took this field all the way around the track. Mythical winning the Adirondack Stake. Jorge Delgado, the trainer of Mythical, and the sire, St. Patrick's Day. We'll come back with more right after this from RaceOracle.AI.
The future of horse racing is here, and it's powered by AI. Meet RaceOracle.AI, the first platform built to outsmart the odds with machine intelligence that processes millions of data points and performance variables. Trained on over 600,000 races and learning from every race it sees, the Race Oracle model evolves constantly to give you sharper picks and smarter bets. With real-time Kelly bet calculations and a user-friendly interface, Race Oracle finds the best value in every race. RaceOracle.AI, the edge you've been waiting for.
Coming back from last week, we got Brant, in case you missed that debut at Del Mar. The sire is Gun Runner. The Beyer speed figure is in. It's the first 100 Beyer speed figure from this 2-year-old crop, a 101. Again, Brant purchased for $3 million, and looked like all of that and more. Of course, a little bit of a funky stride down the stretch for Brant. We'll see if he can correct that in future races. Looks like he's going to be pointing for the Del Mar Futurity. Another impressive maiden winner at Saratoga. This one is Ted Noffey. Of course, the sire is Into Mischief. Now, Ned Toffee is who this one was named after, but a clerical error when they sent in the name on it. So the horse's name is Ted Noffey, and looked like a winner all the way around in this one. Had trained well, got some good favorable workout reports, and Ted Noffey could have multiple opportunities, could go to the hopeful, might wait for the Champagne, maybe Keeneland. Of course, Todd Pletcher trains this one. Todd Pletcher having a big meet with the 2-year-olds at Saratoga. Another winner was Intricate Spirit. This one at Saratoga, another maiden winner. We've got Scratch It. Scratch It picking up the win. And Scratch It, again, another one that showed speed and some qualities that I like to see. Straight stride down the stretch and Scratch It picking up that victory at Saratoga. Again, we'll see the Iroquois and the Pocahontas. Now at the P-Patch, we had Kenny McPeak with a second-time starter in Blackout Time. This one stretching out, picking up the win. Let's take a look at the trip. Let him into the stretch. Sire is Not This Time, his 5th Rising Star of the Year for Not This Time, Blackout Time. A big Beyer speed figure on this one, and Blackout Time could be going to Churchill or maybe the Keeneland Futurity for trainer Ken McPeak. But Blackout Time, kind of an interesting pedigree on this one. The first dam is Beauty Parlor. She has 4 wins, including the Orchid Stakes. That's a grade 3 on the turf. Some other turf runners under that first dam. She ran herself on the turf. And then the second dam is Moon Queen, 4 wins, 2-4. France, more of a turf influence. Sadler Wells, a turf influence. And then winner of the Very One Stakes, another long distance turf race. But Not This Time has been versatile. He gets some dirt runners, he gets some dirt runners. So some stamina influences and turf influences under both the first and second dam. But Blackout Time picking up the win at Ellis Park. And what I like is improved from that first start, stretched out, and a mixture of speed, stamina, and turf in that pedigree for Blackout Time. Del Mar, probably one of the more impressive winners of the week, was Butane, picking up that victory. The sire is Tis the Law, expensive yearling purchase for Zidane Racing. Of course, they also own Brandt, and of course they won the Derby a few years ago, was disqualified. But you've got Butane. The sire is Tis the Law. I think he's going to have some speedy runners. This is his second crop. The Broodmare sire is Forestry. Again, more of a speedy influence. I think he's going to be an early developer, and we're seeing that so far in his one race. But this is definitely a type of horse that could go to Santa Anita next, could go to Future Stars Friday. That's what we're highlighting here as horses that are going to be pointing for these fall stakes races with the ultimate goal trying to get to the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies, or some of the turf races. Now, Todd Pletcher having a big meet so far at Saratoga with 2-year-olds. He's had winners including Ted Noffey, Tappett's Legacy, Tommy Joe, the impressive and fast filly that won first time out, Time to Dream winning on the turf, Snowface Princess winning, Emphasis winning, and Grazi another winner for Todd Pletcher at Saratoga. Now, the 2-year-old fig of the week, this one is going to Butane, an 11. And of course, the scale, the lower the better for the Ragozin figures. But remember, they also include ground loss and track condition, wind, and other factors into their factors. So Butane with the 2-year-old figure of the week. Again, lower the better on the Ragozin scale. And looking, Brandt's 6 speed figure on the Ragozin scale still sticks out the most. Butane with 11, a 6 for Brandt the week before, Kontiki a 14 minus, and Sci-Fair, the first one of the year, an 11. So again, that Brandt of 6 on the Ragozin fig of the week, definitely the fastest speed figure on the Ragozin scale. Now the Beyer speed figure starting to line up. Brandt with a 101, the first of 101 plus Beyer speed figure on this crop. Mythical with a 91 on June 5th. Then you had Ewing in 88 in that maiden race, Civil Liberty in 87. Of course, this week, Mythical in the Adirondack, we had an 84, Blackout Time an 83, and Butane an 83 Beyer. Just some of the more notable Beyers on the Beyer speed figure scale. Curtain Call, who may be going to the Hopeful, of course, running that 82 on July 12th. And then another impressive winner at Del Mar was Balboa with that 80 Beyer in that maiden victory. So those are some of the Beyer speed figures that are leading the way going into the first week of August. Now we've got the Ellis Park Debutante and Juvenile this weekend. Then we go to the Spinaway and the Hopeful at Saratoga, Del Mar Debutante and Del Mar Futurity. Churchill announcing the Iroquois is going to be on September 13th, and the Pocahontas also on September 13th. We've got race previews up this week, the Arlington Million, the Beverly D, and the Secretariat, all from Colonial Downs. Make sure to watch those previews. Ellis Park Juvenile preview is up for Ellis Park on Sunday. Remember, like and share these videos with other horse racing friends. Share on Facebook, YouTube, share with your friends, and subscribe to the channel as we lead you up to the Breeders' Cup Future Stars Friday, and then we go right into our Triple Crown coverage in 2026 Kentucky Derby. Breeders' Cup prospectus is coming out first week in November. Sign up to learn more, but we're going to have post-position studies, trainer analysis, sire analysis, and more. All of that for Future Stars Friday and Breeders' Cup Saturday 2025. Our race updates brought to you by RaceOracle.AI. Make sure to check out their website. They have a RaceOracle.AI has a futuristic gateway. They're learning, constantly adding more races into the database. You can supplement it with your handicapping, reading past performances. Make sure to check out their website. That is a look at our Future Stars Friday update for Saturday, August the 9th. Make sure to watch previous updates. We've already got 4 of them here up on the channel as we get you ready for more Future Stars Friday action. And remember, D. Wayne Lucas always said, people have opinions, horses have the facts.